with Tech Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing Sunday. Welcome to our Sunday Stock Talk. This is where we come together and break down the top 10 stocks that our group members see value in. If you're absolutely new to the stock market, I upload new videos every single day about the stock market and how you can prepare as the market is currently dropping. So this is actually something that I want to show you very, very quickly. Let me go ahead and pull it on up. Here we go. Now you can see my overall screen. This is the NASDAQ ETF QQQ. We are approaching previous lows, and based off of where we're at right now, we're at 11,300, which is a previous support range for the NASDAQ market. So we're showing signs of consolidation. This is showing signs of a potential support. But as of right now, the NASDAQ market is down during extended hours, a little bit over 0.5%. So if the market were to open right now, the market would be in the red. So just want to make sure that you guys are aware of that. I think that when the market is down, it's very simple to understand the intention of long-term investors. And I actually posted about it on my Instagram story, I think yesterday or the day prior, and it talks about how during a down market, it's very difficult to tolerate the red days, right? And the time that it takes for these markets to recover. And it is this short-term pain that we experience for long-term gain, right? And it just really comes down to your experience and what your intentions are. If your intention is to invest long-term, I still really do believe that right now is probably one of the best times to prepare for the market to recover. Preparing does not mean that you have to buy right now, but at least you can formulate that plan of action. So if the market were to recover, what stocks would you consider buying right now? Would it be Amazon? Would it be Apple? Would it be Tesla? And at what price? And how much would you buy of those? I normally, with my Learn Plan Profit group, talk about 3 different stages of reversal and 3 different stages for position size. Let's say that you invest with $1,000, right? Instead of going all in with $1,000 right away, again, you never know where the bottom of the stock is, so therefore, you can go in with $300. You split it up into 3 different pieces. You go into it once, just getting in for a decent price, and then when the market does begin to recover, you can average into it or average up into it, and you can add that additional $300. And then when overall direction is in your favor, when market sentiment is in your favor, you can add those final $300 or $333, whatever it comes down to. But I think that's the beautiful thing about the stock market, is that there's so many different ways on how you can make money. But the thing that you need to do is take action, prepare, and plan in advance, especially during down markets, and especially with how it's looking right now. Again, NASDAQ market, for those that are just tuning on in, is down 0.5%. So if the NASDAQ market were to open right now, or if the stock market were to open right now, we would be in the red. So as the market continues to bleed, allow it to bleed, especially for us day traders out there. There's no reason to overcomplicate it. You can continue to short the market. You can go into SQQQ and make money as the market sells off. You just want to make sure that you are good at risk management and that you're even better at locking in profits. So if you guys have any specific stock that you want me to break down, I hope that you know that this is the time to do so. Feel free to share it in the live chat, and I would be more than happy to break it down for you. So again, I really hope that you learned something new within this live stream. And if you do, again, please consider dropping a thumbs up on this video. I would love to continue to host these live streams, and as well as subscribe and turn on those post notifications. So anytime that I go live or that I upload a new video, YouTube can alert you. So if you guys also don't follow me on Instagram, you guys can refresh your screen. And then the, I think, 3rd link in the description is my Instagram, and that's the best way to reach out to me, or feel free to message me via Discord, and that's that 1st link in the description. So let's go ahead and get right to it. I'm going to say what's up to the couple of people that we do have tuning on in. Do you guys mind if I say what's up first? So we got Nathan. What's going on, man? We got Danny. What's up? What's up? What's up, Hunter? I appreciate you taking time and joining us. What's going on, Jonathan? We got Blossom. How you doing? Nice to see you. What's going on, Alexander? Where are you guys from? I want to see. So I'm in Arizona. You guys don't have to say the city, but maybe just the state. We got Andres. We got Julian. We got Ed Ventures. What's up? What's up? Hercules, my boy. How you doing? We got Kenneth, Owen. We got George from Florida. I like that. We got Kenneth from New York. Nice. It's going a little quick now. I can't really. It looks like I'm reading the Matrix. We got Christopher Vasquez. What's up? What's up? Isaiah, what's going on? Danny V, my boy from San Diego, how you doing? We got Regina, Brian, Von Powell from New Jersey. I like that. I don't know if I read that correctly. All right. Well, again, I really do appreciate you guys taking time out of your Sunday and joining me. I think, this preparation in advance, whatever it is that we talk about today, obviously not everyone's going to see value in every single stock. And that's never the goal. You should not see value in every stock that I break down. You should be selective, right? So maybe out of the 10 different stocks that I break down, maybe you'll see value in one or two of them, right? And just cherry pick. Be empowered to be selective, especially during current, market conditions. So let's go ahead and get right to it. We got a boo from India. What's going on, my guy? Appreciate you taking time. Hopefully I earn your thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So let's go ahead and go right to it. We got Uso asking for Nvidia. Let's break it down. So again, that's all you literally have to do. If you want me to break down your stock, all you literally have to do is ask me to break it down in the live chat. So just share that ticker symbol, drop that thumbs up on the video, and let me break down your stock. So Nvidia is very oversold. So I like to kind of give an example if you're a day trader or if you're a long-term investor. If you're a day trader, I would completely stay away from Nvidia. Nvidia has been selling off ever since its peak of 346, and it's been really struggling after all these different restrictions and bills have been passed for the production within the US of the microprocessors. So please make sure that you are aware of that. I mean, this year has been a great example of this, of the cheap can always get cheaper. So if you're a day trader, one of the biggest focuses, at least for me, is direction. Is direction in your favor? Because if you're trying to day trade something, you're trying to buy and sell and make money within that same date, right? And as of right now, as we can see, market direction is quite against us. There's huge ROI potential for long-term investors, and that's kind of why I asked that question. I think intention is huge when it comes down to this. It offers 175% ROI. Nvidia and AMD are the two largest micro device, production or manufacturers, and I see so much value in them. I just think that right now they're going through a very rough patch. So I think that this could make a great long-term investment. I think position size is very important. I would either be not invested at all right now or very lightly, because things can always get cheaper. So if you want to go in right now with a very small position just because you want to have something light enough because you know it's a good enough deal, but you don't expect it to recover anytime soon, then great. You're approaching this opportunity with proper intentions. You understand that direction is not in your favor. You understand that things can get worse before they get better. But like you said, right? If your intention is as an investor, you can't expect this thing to begin to make a recovery anytime soon when it's been selling off for 1 year, almost to the T. So lower lows, lower highs. Again, day traders completely stay away from it unless you're trying to short it really. And for long-term investors, we do not have any form of indication of a recovery. So you are entering during a risky time. But again, this is why we talk about position size and having proper intentions in place. So I like your haircut, fresh cut. I appreciate it. Thank you. Shout out to my people at Sports Clips. So all right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So we got SPY. What's going on? Top Scripts. What's up? What's up? Let's go ahead and break down SPY. SPY is probably one of the most popular ETFs. I like to trade QQQ or TQQQ, which has a big focus on the NASDAQ market. One thing that you'll learn about myself versus other people on the YouTube space is just because I do something or because I see value in something, I never tried to overwhelm my viewers or my audience that they should do exactly like me or focus on only what I focus on. Kind of just like, this viewer right now is asking for me to break down SPY. I think SPY is an amazing stock, an amazing ETF. It follows the S&P 500. It's a bull S&P 500 ETF, and I think it's a great long-term play when direction is in your favor, right? As of right now, this thing is selling off. Again, if your intention is to day trade, I would completely stay away from SPY. Direction is not in our favor. But if your intention is long term, then look at this, right? We're approaching previous lows based off of, what we set back in, what was that, June? And we are possibly going to retest that or possibly make new lows, right? So if you cannot tolerate red days, then I just wouldn't buy right now. But if you know that your intention is to buy and hold for a long period of time, I think that the upside potential can be worth it. It's nearly 30%. And you have to remember the S&P 500 or SPY is a S&P 500 ETF. And the S&P 500 is supposedly the top 500 most valuable companies in the United States. So it's pretty diversified in that sense, right? So your exposure is a lot, right? 500 different companies is what makes up this index, which is why it's a very popular, one of the top 3 major popular indexes, probably one of the top ones out of the main 3. And I think that this is, if you're an absolute beginner, if you are just getting into investing, this is a great ETF to look into. Do I think that you need to buy right now? No. Do I think that it's a good time to prepare to buy? Yes. Preparing does not mean buying right now. It just means formulating a plan of action. And I think that SPY is a great option to have, especially if you're really trying to learn. It's not going to make you the most money out of everything else, right? Its exposure is a lot. It has, like I said, S&P 500 has 500 different companies that make up that index, but it's a great way to get your feet wet. It's a great way to get into a solid play at a very oversold level. So if you watch your position size, if you have your intentions in place, I think that this thing could make a great long-term investment if it meets your criteria. But again, direction's not in your favor right now. Things can get worse before they get better, and I'm not here to sugarcoat it. So as long as you understand that, get your intentions in place, create that plan of action, and formulate that trade plan or that investment plan. So I'm actually very happy, Zenkin, that you asked me to break down American Airlines. Let's break that bad boy down. So if you're part of Learn Plan Profit, LPP is my private group, right? So I trade with them every single morning. So a little heads up, if you want to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, you can click the second link down below, and we have a $100 off sale going on right now. So you can watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow. But one of the things that I like to personally do, and it's worked very well for me, I like to swing trade American Airlines. So I know my Learn Plan Profit group knows this about me, but anytime that it trades around $12 a share, I'll buy around $10,000 worth of it. $10,000 to me, in comparison to what I normally go into something with, it's about a 10% position. So I normally go into something with about $100,000. So I'm just putting things into perspective. We all trade with different dollar amounts. I just want you to understand how I approach this. I try to approach it with a very light position. I buy light enough because I know things can get worse before they get better. But based off of American Airlines, anytime that it's sold off to around $12 a share, it tries to recover to this moving average. Disclosure, American Airlines has been making lower lows and lower highs. It could always continue to sell off. But in my opinion, especially with what the United States has put in place for these airlines, I don't see it going bankrupt anytime soon. Yeah, it's burning through a lot of money, especially more now than ever before. But again, it's just a very simple swing trade is what I call it. And anytime that it sells off and anytime that it tries to recover to the moving average, it tends to offer around a 20 to 30% ROI. And if we look at it right now, from where we're at right now to the moving average, which is a very common resistance, in a perfect world, it's 31%. So again, I'm never here to say that 31% is my goal. That's just the margin that I have to work with. If I walk away with 15% or 20%, I like to be very realistic. I like to set margin of error, and sometimes I end up selling a lot sooner than expected. So if your intention is to day trade, I would stay away from American Airlines. If your intention is to swing trade or maybe as a long-term investment, I personally like American Airlines. It's a riskier trade because market direction is not in your favor. So let me disclose that. And obviously things can always get worse, especially with oil prices being a big factor of that, how it can eat into their margins. And if oil continues to rise, then it's probably going to make it more expensive to, operate. So therefore American Airlines stock might sell off. But I like sharing these things with you guys, not because I want you guys to copy in my footstep, but I like for you guys to understand, why it is that I swing trade something like this and how it is that I do it. I manage my position size. I go in very light, and I always leave some margin of error, right? So just wanted to share that with you guys. Let me know what you guys think. So let me go ahead and break down the next one. So let's do Levi. I don't think I've broken down Levi in a while. So let's go ahead and break that one down. So again, if your intention is to day trade, probably not a good setup here. Lower highs and lower lows, we're trading below the moving average, right? But it looks like it's tried to recover to that moving average, but then it gets rejected. So again, if your intention is to invest long term, maybe this is something that you can explore. But as of right now, we're getting rejected by that moving average. We're making lower highs and lower lows, so you cannot expect to make money with this one anytime soon. Swing trade, it might make sense. Day trade does not make sense. Long-term investment, it can make sense. But again, direction is against you, so things can get worse before they get better. So please make sure that you understand that. All right. So we have people spamming. Anytime that you get a message of people trying to encourage you to buy a version of their crypto, please make sure that you do not fall for it. There's a bunch of spam bots that are created on YouTube and on different social media platforms that will try to get you to buy this crypto that they call like the Amazon of crypto or something like that. Please never fall for any of those fake coins unless you just, again, want to risk it for the biscuit and be super vulnerable, right? But altogether, please make sure you always look out for yourself. There's just so many bots, so many spam bots out there. I've tried reaching out to YouTube. I tried deleting them, but I'm sure there's a bot that just creates these different bots. So I do apologize for that, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys are aware of that. There's also bots that pretend to be me in the comment section and that will try to message you through WhatsApp or through Telegram. Disclosure, I do not have a WhatsApp. I do not have a Telegram. I will never message you first, respectfully. If you message me, all my links, all my social medias are linked in the description. I'm verified on Instagram and I'm verified on YouTube. I have nothing else. I have a Twitter, but I never reach out to you. I don't message anyone on Twitter. I have a Discord and I will never message you first. If you message me, I will respond and answer any of your questions, but I will never message you first. So please make sure, and this goes for a lot of other finance YouTubers, they never reach out to you first. If you reach out to them, that's one thing, but understand that there's so many fake accounts out there. Please do not fall for it. So let's go ahead and break down. Let's see. So we're asking about Apple. And I think Apple obviously Apple's as secure as it gets, right? Apple does its own thing as well. Looking at where Apple's at right now based off of previous highs, offers around a 21% return. A lot of people don't like Apple because, it's so stereotypical in the sense of there's nothing fancy about it. It's as cliche as an investment as it can get. But guess what? When you're just getting started and you're an absolute beginner, sometimes you need that cliche, right? You need that standard. And what better time to get into Apple when it offers 20% ROI? At that point, it's almost guaranteed. It's not guaranteed, nothing is, but it's as close to guaranteed as anything is. Apple is one of the most valuable companies that's publicly traded. So if you go in with $1,000, again, and it returns to previous highs, you can make $200. That's pretty insane, right? For something that's almost guaranteed. If you go in with $10,000, you can make $2,000. If you go in with $100,000, you can make $20,000. Yes, it's not a 100% return like all these other meme stocks, but guess what? It's one of the most valuable companies that's publicly traded. It's Apple, and we all know that it's not going anywhere anytime soon, right? So if your intention is to day trade, I don't know why you would day trade Apple. But if your intention is to invest or swing trade, then I think Apple is a great way to get your feet wet. It doesn't move as much. It's not as volatile as a lot of other stocks out there. And it tends to be kind of like almost, it does its own thing. So even when the market is selling off, Apple can be still in the green because its market cap is that large, or vice versa. The market can be in the green, but Apple's selling off because it's doing its own thing. It's hard to kind of move something that has that of a significant market cap. So please make sure that you're aware of that. So let's break down. So we got Udam asking for QQQ, and then we got Andrew asking for Maxar. So we'll start off with Maxar, and then I'll do QQQ. So again, if you want me to break down your stock, all I literally ask you to do is to drop a thumbs up. Let's see if we can get 300 likes on this live stream, and make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And again, if you have any questions after this live stream, if I don't even get to your stock, you can always direct message me via Discord, or even if you want, a custom discount, if you don't want the link that's down below, you can send me a message via Discord. You can ask me anything on Discord. It's the first link in the description of this video. So I just want to make sure that you're aware of that. So Maxar, I'm not a big fan of these. It looks like it got super hyped up during 2020. So it looks like 2020 and 2021 it peaked, and it's been selling off ever since. It looks like it does have some nice rips from time to time, but they're very short-lived. It rips and then it gets rejected. It rips and then it gets rejected. So if you're looking for the rip, just set your alerts. Set those alerts when it triggers those alerts and it begins to indicate signs of an uptrend. Great, you can take action. But other than that, instead of trying to find the bottom of something that's continuously selling off, keep it simple, set those alerts, and then you can take action, and you know that they're very short-lived, so never be afraid to lock in profits. But I would view this as a very risky stock to try to trade right now because direction is not in your favor, and it looks like it was very overextended during the 2020 and 2021 run that it had. So let me go ahead and break down QQQ. Yep, so this is the NASDAQ ETF. It's one of my favorite indexes to focus on. I love tech. Very bullish, obviously, during 2020 and 2021. It experienced the largest growth out of all the major 3 indexes. We hit highs of 406. Right now we're trading at 275, right? Just because I see a lot of value in this, I'm never going to be here to overwhelm you with my opinion. I know it can get worse before it can get better. So let me make sure that you're aware of that. The market can continue to sell off, and based off of how it's looking right now, the NASDAQ market is still down 0.45% right now. So if the stock market were to open right now, the NASDAQ market would be in the red. So this thing would be opening up 0.5%, a little bit lower than where it was on Friday. So as long as you understand that it can get cheaper, if your intention is long-term or a swing trade, then I can see why you could add QQQ to your watch list. I can see why you're preparing now to invest in preparation to be able to make money when the market recovers. But I always, even when I talk about market recovery or market potential, I don't just like to talk about the upside. I always like to disclose that things can get worse before they get better. And this is why we talk about position size and risk management. Do not put yourself in a position that only you're thinking about is the best case scenario. You always need to take worst case scenario into consideration. You have to be your hardest critic when you are trading. You'll see people as you become more immersed in the trading community. You'll begin to pick up on the people that talk a lot in chat rooms, that all they do is they have their opinions that are just all over the place. It's very simple. We all know that the market's eventually going to recover. Please, please, please do yourself a favor, and you need to make sure that you understand, even though we know the market's going to recover, it can definitely get worse. This is why you need to manage that position size. Don't be hopeful. This is not where you're just going to go all in and hope for the best. Be effective. Be strategic. Formulate a plan. Split up your position sizes on when you intend to invest into these different plays. And I don't even care if you invest into something like this, right? Whatever it is that you see value in, just look out for yourself, because you're the only one that's going to be able to manage your account. Do it for yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Be selective. Don't be afraid to say no. Especially right now. Market conditions are volatile. Market conditions are uncertain. And what better time to be selective? So again, I want to look out for all of the beginner traders. I think that now is a challenging time to start investing in the market, but it's also one of the most opportunity-wise, I would say, rewarding times. I think that people that start learning how to invest now, it's going to be tough. It's going to be challenging. But in my opinion, it would have been nice to partake in this bull run, but it was short-lived. It peaked and then it sold off, right? Think about where we're at now and think about all the recovery potential we have. ROI is huge. Margins are big, but it's going to take time. So my simple question to you is, anytime that you take a position, it's not an if, but it's a when, right? If you're invested in a good company, it's can you tolerate the time that it will take when the market recovers? That's all. Not if, it's a when. It's all about tolerating. Put yourself in a position that you can tolerate. All right, let's go ahead and break down 2 more stocks, and then we will call it a live stream. So learned a very good lesson on stop losses last week. Yep, it happened. So we got Christian with ticker MU. So that's Micron, right? Micron Technology. Yep. Micron has been getting beat up. Very bearish, very oversold. Day traders doesn't make sense. Long-term investors or swing traders, I can see why you're paying attention to it. We just cannot expect this thing to recover anytime soon. With ROI potential, again, just manage your position size. It offers nearly 100% ROI. It's going to take time for this thing to even begin to indicate signs of a recovery. We need to break above the CMA line, and then we need to break above this moving average. Market conditions are not looking good as of right now. So again, as they continue to raise interest rates, and as there continues to be uncertainty with Russia and Putin, just you cannot be surprised for random news coming out and making things even more challenging. I mean, it's a tough time. There's no reason to sugarcoat it, but this is, I mean, just keep it simple. Set alerts. You don't have to buy into this. Like, why are you getting so trigger happy, right? Add it to your watch list if you see value in it. Set effective alerts and create a trade plan. Just wait for it. It's not about you need to buy right now. It's about what do you need it to do for you to buy. Simple, right? Don't overcomplicate your trading. Don't overcomplicate your investing. Take a step back, implement structure, set alerts, and allow the opportunity to present itself. Let's go ahead and do FTX. Yep, I think FTX is a good one. That's who said that. So, Imatito. I think FTX is good because FedEx was one of the first companies to take back what they said in their previous earnings, where they actually pretty much set lower expectations for their Q1. It caused the stock to absolutely drop. But again, this could have been an overreaction, right? It got factored in right away. Markets have been bad. It's very oversold. For day traders, this doesn't make sense. But for swing traders or long-term investors, depends on how you value something like FedEx. But it has huge ROI potential. But like we know, don't let the ROI to be something that overwhelms you. It's something that, it does offer good opportunity, but the cheap can always get cheaper. Right now it's trading at 150. Next week, who knows? It could be trading at 100 or next month, right? It could always get cheaper. So anytime that you think about, well, this thing has to recover. No, it doesn't, right? This thing can go to $100. So always take worst case scenario into consideration. Watch that position size. And again, ask yourself, are you missing out by not being invested? And right now, you're probably saving money. It's still selling off, but that doesn't mean that you can't formulate a plan of action. Look into why it sold off. So if you were unaware, they announced their Q1 expectations, which they lowered for 2023. And not only did this cause FedEx to drop, but this also caused Amazon and Apple stock to drop as it influences those markets. So I think FedEx is a great company to look into. I think it's a great company to invest in long term if you see value in it, and if you can tolerate the time that it will take. So let's do that one. So is it Devker? Let's do Adobe. So ADBE, right? So I don't think we've done Adobe in a while. I'd love to follow up with this. Yep, very oversold. Adobe has been getting ripped up. So from $600 a share all the way down to $284. Check this bad boy out. Again, the cheap can get cheaper. This thing looks like Netflix. 146% ROI is what it offers. Let this be a reason on why you test your patience. It has 146% of what it offers for ROI. Let's be honest. You're not a perfect trader. I'm not a perfect trader. You're not a perfect investor. I'm not a perfect investor. We're never going to get the 146% perfectly. We're never going to buy at the lowest. We're never going to sell at the highest point. So how can you set proper expectations and a good plan of action? Well, right now we know that it's still selling off. So there's no reason to try to get in now. At that point, you're just hoping. So you can set alerts, and these alerts can be for the break below or the break above. You can create a plan of action. And once this thing actually begins to indicate signs of a recovery, then you can choose to invest. It has so much ROI potential that you don't need a nickel and dime in and try to get in at the lowest price point. Even if you get in at the moving average and it goes to previous highs, that's still a 60% return. But Ricky, it's not 150% like if I were to buy now. Yes, but if you were to buy now, what if it goes to 200, right? What if it goes from 284 down to 200? How would you feel? So yeah, you don't get to reap all of the reward at 149%, but you also don't reap all of the risk, right? You don't accept all of the risk with it. And I think that's super important. So anytime that you try to sell yourself the trade or try to sell yourself the opportunity, I think it's being made very clear what your intentions are. You're being hopeful at that point. You're not being strategic, right? You're not building your edge on the market. And you'll see a lot of beginner traders, you'll see a lot of meme traders trying to sell the idea that this thing has to happen. Nothing has to happen, and markets can always get worse before they get better. And if you refuse to believe that, then you're just going to get ripped up by the market. The stock market, it does not discriminate. It will, truly humble you. And it's not about, well, you have to risk it for the biscuit, right? Or you have to be willing to risk it to make good money. It's calculated risk, right? You're still taking a risk by going in, even when it indicates signs of an uptrend. You're just doing it in a more effective way where you're taking your downside risk into consideration. Don't ever do anything that you're not okay with. Don't ever do anything that you don't think that you're prepared for, that you can tolerate. If you ever have any questions, even if you want to, share your next trade plan. I know that trading can be lonely, especially if I'm your online friend, right? And you have no close friends that do this. If you have an investment plan or if you have a trade plan that you simply want to run past me, share it in our Discord, share it with me via Instagram, even if it's just to have someone to share it with. I know trading can be lonely, especially during a very uncertain time. I want you guys to know that, I want to be there for you as much as I can. Obviously, you don't have to share every single move with me, but I want to be there for, words of encouragement. Maybe I can give you my 2 cents on some form of risk management. I want to be a value for you any way that you want me to be a value for you. So, will you be my friend, Ricky? Of course, Victor. But yeah, again, if you guys want to ask me any questions, especially if it's trading related, send me a direct message via Discord, and that's that first link in the description of this video. It's free, and I always respond first to my Learn Plan Profit group, but then I catch up on all of my other Discord messages. So if you have any other questions that are not trading related, you can feel free to message me via Instagram, and that's that third link in the description of this video. And again, my only Instagram is verified and it's linked down below. All the other Instagram accounts are fake, I can promise you that. So again, we're running a $100 off sale. So if you like the way that I trade, if you like the way that I break things down, if you like my approach with the market, I would love to have you as a part of my Learn Plan Profit team. You get access to the A to Z video lesson library, our daily live trading session, our private Learn Plan Profit group chat, and you also get access to our TechBuds HQ. Learn Plan Profit is a one-time payment. It's lifetime access, and you get to watch me trade live every single day. Right now, it's $100 off, and that's that second link down below. So you can watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, and it should be an interesting week, right? Especially if you've been kind of lonely, you're kind of lost with being able to take in all of this information. I would love to be a value for you, and the whole point of Learn Plan Profit is to simply implement structure. So you don't need to sign up. You can learn everything on your own. That's how I did, right? I learned through YouTube and through trial and error. Just ask yourself a question. Are you gonna lose more money trying to learn to trade on your own, or would you rather learn in a structured way and save yourself time, right? That's the whole point of LPP. It's to condense the time that it will take for you to learn. If you value that, great. If you don't, then I still wish you nothing but the best, right? I just want you to know what I offer and what exactly is included. So again, that's that second link down below. And just a little heads up, we are giving away a free t-shirt with every order through our shop TechBuds site. So that's the fourth link in the description. All you have to do is add it to your orders. If you buy a flag, add a free Wall Street shirt and you get it for free. So just add it to your cart and it will automatically apply at checkout. No coupon code needed. If you buy a mouse pad, add a t-shirt and you'll get it for free at checkout. So it just has to be a Wall Street shirt. So again, that's at shoptechbuds.com or the fourth link down below. And if you're going to be asking what trading platform am I using, I use the Webull trading platform, and it's the fifth link in the description, and you will earn 12 free stocks just by using my link and depositing $1. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.